Okay, welcome back to a new video. Today we are going to focus on the engine idle issue we're having. So it's running a bit like rough and possibly misfiring. I'm not quite sure. We're going to dive into it and try to diagnose what's wrong and try to fix it and learn some stuff about this carburetor, which this is my first car with a carburetor. I've had bikes and stuff with it, but it's cool to see it on a car, and I'm excited to get a better look at everything. And I'm also very excited to get this car to run smoothly. So yeah, let's just dive in. And I also have a sneaking suspicion that it's getting a lot of air from places where it's not supposed to get air, because I can hold my hand in front of here and the car still keeps running. So I want to take the air filter off and then hold over the intake of the carb to see if it still does it, because then it's definitely getting air from places that it shouldn't. Filter looks pretty good. So this is how it looks in here. I'm not sure what this blue thing is, but this is down into the carburetor where it sucks air in and mixes it with the fuel. So I'm gonna start the car and then try to block this and then see if it runs. Now I think we're gonna check the distributor, check the cap and the rotor, just see that we don't have any buildup, because sounds like a misfire to me, and misfires usually come from the spark, from the distributor. So let's try to open this up and see how it looks inside. Okay, so I think we found something here. If we have a look at the points, so if you're not too familiar with distributors, I'm not either, but basically this thing spins and gets a spark from the middle and distributes it to each of the plugs, sending it by the wires to the spark plug and firing in the engine. And it's not easy to see on video maybe, but the points are pretty worn and they also have quite a bit of corrosion on them after seating. There's like this white stuff that comes off. I'm gonna try to just clean them up just to see if it helps and then chuck it back together. Okay, so I brushed the points just with sandpaper and got some stuff off, so let's see if it helped. Alright, so I decided that since our idle is so rough and it's fluctuating, I'm thinking maybe the idle valve or something is clogged in the carb. So I figure we take the intake off and disassemble the carburetor as much as we dare. Yeah, and try to figure out how everything works and clean it. So I can see that all the vacuum lines are very crusty. So I'm gonna start by replacing all of them while they're on here, so that I know where everything is going before I take, and then I'm gonna check if that helps, and if not, we will pull the carb. But I want to do the vacuum lines while I have them here, because then I can do one by one and familiarize myself with where everything goes. So I think I'll chuck a time lapse and we'll replace all of the lines. It's pretty easy. You just check where they go and then do measure, take it off, measure, cut a new one and put it back on. All hoses are changed. Let's see if it did anything at all. The same. Okay, so it still doesn't sound good, which means we're gonna pull the carburetor and clean it. I think it's gonna be pretty easy to disassemble. I just have to keep track of where everything goes when I put it back together, but it should be fine. Let's do it. Okay, we got the carburetor off, and what's really cool about this is that it has a coolant port here, so when you take it off, you get a bunch of coolant in the intake. Oh, that I have to get out. But we got it out. Nice. So I'm thinking I'm gonna get a full rebuild kit for this, maybe. It's so dusty. But I do have a cleaner here, so I think I'll clean it now, and then we will get a refreshing kit. Okay, so it's been some time since the last clip. We got the old carburetor out, and I was going to get it refurbished, but then I did some research online and found out that apparently these carbs aren't any good. The ones that come on the cars, they're overcomplicated, and there's just a lot of stuff that can go wrong with them. A lot of vacuum lines, and yeah, it's not nice to refurbish. So I looked into options, and apparently there is a very common swap, which is a Weber carburetor, which is actually, and I managed to find myself one. It's in this box. I got it from a place called Classic Carbs. They're based in the UK. They were super nice and shipped it fast and answered all my questions. Seemed like they had a lot of good parts in stock. So if you need anything, check them out. But we're gonna install this carburetor on here and hopefully it's a direct fit. I've seen that the mechanical fuel pump might get in the way and we have to convert into an electric fuel pump. But that's no biggie, but that's what we're here to figure out today, to dry test and see what we need to change. So let's get this box open. Okay, so this is the entire kit laid out. This is everything I got in the package. I ordered it was model specific, so I ordered for the Mitsubishi Pajero 4-cylinder between 83 and 91. And so far I'm really pleased. Two very good instructions, one for the adapter plate and one for the carb itself. And I'm pleased to see that there's more stuff in the kit than I thought it was. There was fuel hoses, a filter. I went for a manual choke just because I like this car to have as little electronic stuff as possible. So we have the air filter, hardware for the carb, gaskets, adapter plate to fit the carb to the intake. This is for the throttle cable, a fuel filter. This is hardware for the adapter plate, and we have the manual choke, and then we have the fuel hoses. And I honestly can't get over how good this looks compared to the old one. I think with the air filter on top as well, it's going to look really cool in the engine bay, and it will also clean it up very nicely. So I'm stoked to get this on. So let's start by cleaning up the surface on the intake to be ready for the adapter plate. So on here there is some old gasket which we need to get off. Make this clean. The cleaner this is, the better the carb will seal. And I do not want to take this off again, so we're gonna do a good job to clean this up. Now what I forgot is that we actually are not using these studs anymore. So we have to remove them. And we're going to do that just by putting two nuts on the stud and then backing them out, which will make it easier to clean around the holes as well. So I think I'll do another pass over here just to see if we can get it even cleaner. Okay, so now we're ready to mount the first plate. There's a gasket going over here covering the coolant port right there. And so we put that on and then put the plate on. Now the instructions say that you need to cover the gaskets in some sealant that can withstand coolant and gasoline. So I found this stuff from Permatex, which is supposed to be perfect for this. So we're going to coat the gasket and then put it on and then put on the bracket. And we apply some Loctite to the bolts. And then try to not mess this up. Looks good. There we go, first bracket on. This gasket sealer is super sticky. It's an aircraft on it, so I guess it should work just fine on this car. So now it's just the next gasket and the kind of like bottom bracket for the carburetor. Okay, here we go. Second gasket going on. There we go. Now for the second bracket. These bolts also require Loctite. I think I put way too much Loctite on the bottom one. So I'm trying to put a little bit less on these. Okay, now it's time to mount the studs, which go in there, which is the ones the carburetor is mounted to. These also Loctite, and then just in, and then just screw them down with the 2 nuts on it to get it to spin around. Okay, now it's time for the really exciting part, mounting the carburetor. I've seen online that depending on the kit you get, and if your car is front wheel drive or, yeah, this engine came in a lot of cars. But if it's a front wheel drive or a rear wheel drive or a 4-wheel drive application, the carb sits differently. But with my kit, the throttle cable will be kind of in the same location, just push back a bit. So we need this actuator to be for the throttle to be facing that way. So we're going to put it on like this and then connect everything. Okay, gasket first. So you can see that they've drilled out these, but these are not. And the fit is kind of tight, so I'm just going to take a drill bit and make these holes a tiny bit bigger. Okay, so I wind one of the holes. I think that should be enough. Yes, perfect. Okay, look at that. That is so sick. I saw some stuff that you didn't have room for the mechanical pump with this setup, but actually it's a perfect fit. So I'm pretty stoked on that. I want to try to utilize the mechanical pump first and then maybe switch to electrical if this one fails me. But yeah, that is so sick. Okay, cool, we got it in. Now I'm just gonna bolt it down and then we will get everything attached. Throttle cable, fuel lines, air filter, and then I gotta remember to cap off vacuum lines and coolant lines so we don't spill coolant everywhere. But after that, we should be ready to start it up and see if it runs or if we have to make adjustments, but I'm so excited. Okay, so we are mounted. There's four nuts obviously that need to go on. The one at the back here is really tight. I got it on like kind of snug, but I need to bend one of these to get it properly tightened, but it's okay for test purposes. I don't want to bend this because this one is nice, but it's good enough that we can move on. Now to attach the throttle cable to the carb, you need this bracket. I spent some time and tried to figure out because the instructions are pretty general, but from what I can understand, I can use this on these two bolts and then I mount this one onto here and then I can put my throttle through it and it has a pretty good angle, on it. So we're gonna try that. Bracket on right here and the throttle will go down into there and loop around. So now I'm gonna attach the bracket. All right, look at that. I think we figured it out. This worked nicely actually once I lined it up. You see the cable loops around there. It's on this bracket and then this bracket is new, which fastens to the old one just to extend this back. And then pull this forward while mounting to get the bend you want here. And now the cable is tight, nice. I might have to adjust it a little bit, but I think I can do it in the car. And let's see. Oh yeah. Sick. Now let's attack fuel, connect fuel and plug off vacuum and plug off coolant. And that's pretty much it, I think. And tie up some loose ends. Okay, so I speed ran through a few things, but I'll tell you everything I did. So I connected the vacuum line that came with the kit, said to connect it from the distributor into the carburetor. Right here, the only vacuum fitting on the new carburetor. Which leaves me with a bunch of like open vacuum ends. I'm not completely sure which ones I can remove and which ones I need to keep, but I've kept some off and then we'll see how it goes. I see now that I definitely can remove this one as well. But yeah, and then I connected the fuel hoses the way I think they are supposed to go. This is the return, this is the feed from the tank, and then this is the pressurized one from the pump into the carb. I capped off the coolant here just with a nut and a clamp, and that's pretty much it. Now we're gonna install the air filter and then we are ready to test, which is absolutely crazy. Oh, I almost forgot, I capped this as well, which is like an exhaust return system, which this one doesn't use. Okay, I think that's everything except the choke wire. I haven't done that yet, but I'm too excited to start the car, so we'll check if it works and then we'll do the choke after. The choke is just here. You mount it on this and you pull it from inside the car. But yeah, oof, I'm super nervous. but hopefully it just fires right up. Okay, let me know if there's any fuel leaks. Okay, I sucked it up and installed the choke cable. So hopefully it will start now and we can keep it running. Since I'm only one guy, it's hard to make adjustments and yeah, be inside and outside of the car at once. So let's try this again. Oh my God, we're running. Yes. Let's take the choke in. Oh, it's now late at night, it's dark. I had a battle tuning this. Realized I needed a fuel pressure regulator. So I got this, the Filter King. It's set to 3 psi, which is what this carb wants. So it's just a feed from the mechanical pump into the inlet of this. Inside here is a filter and you can adjust the pressure, and then out into the carburetor. And there's 2 screws to adjust with. There's the air fuel mixture and then there's an idle screw at the back. So I've been playing with this. It's since the carb is flipped this way, everything is in that corner. So it's so tricky to adjust, but it's adjusted now. And if you listen to this, steady idle, no misfires, no vibrations, just a healthy ass engine. I am so stoked. Wow, wow, wow. It's been driving me crazy, the way this car has not been running right. And upgrading to the Weber carb fixed it. As for the kit that I got from Classic Carbs, I'm really pleased with it. Came with some extra stuff, some extra gaskets. The instructions are kind of generic to the carburetor and also the adapter plate, so you kind of have to figure stuff out a bit as you go, but it definitely helped watching other people's videos. So if you're going to do this, watch mine and search up other people that have done this as well, because every kit is different and all the setups are different depending on what type of car you have.
So do your research, but yeah, it was not as bad as it seems. A lot of people said you need a electric fuel pump. I think this is going to work just fine with the mechanical and the regulator, but we will be able to test that. So yeah, but I'd recommend the kit. It was good, and they shipped fast as well, which was nice. So back to the list. We can now cross off the thing I put at the bottom because I didn't think it was anything big, but it's done. Engine idle. We're purring like a cat. Sweet. Now we got this middle stuff left. I think this is going to be the next video. All of this. Rust in the frame and then just some lights. And then we can get the car back on inspection. Huge thank you for watching, and thanks to everybody that keeps commenting on the videos. It's really fun, and I'm learning a lot from all of you that have cars like these, and it's cool to see people sharing experiences in the comments. So please keep doing that, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.